So we just saw there was a conservative family that obviously produces TikTok content together, which is a whole thing that I'm not gonna comment on. But anyway, they seem lovely. They're dancing together. Now they wanted to go to a place that was more like them ideologically. They lived in California and they thought, we're gonna go to Idaho that's more conservative and finally will be home in a real sense. But unfortunately, they found, and you saw the subtitles in there, that wasn't actually how it worked out. This is Melvin Galang and Coree Ray. So they realized after 3 years that no, they had to go back to California because the conservative state was not all it was cracked up to be. And obviously different places within states are gonna be different. This is just their experience. And Idaho has people of all different political stripes. But she responded to some comments, the wife in the family, saying, yes, I'm sure there are many are friendly. We just didn't meet very many there. They didn't find many conservatives that were very friendly to them, saying they're defensive and the shoe fits the stuff they're saying. Basically, they cite things like judgmental attitudes and gossip that they would have to be involved in. She said at one point, we would have to be judgmental to stay. We would need to gossip about others, have our kids forget how to say please and thank you, talk bad about new people moving here for a better life, which obviously they'd be sensitive about because they literally did that. Now, notably, they did not say that racism was a factor. Obviously, a lot of people are gonna speculate about that, but they're not claiming that. And they remain conservative. They're not claiming that they're going back to California because suddenly they become more liberal or anything like that. But it does make me think about the family that moved to Russia. Francesca, I don't know if we talked about that together.
I've been on every single time. I'm very excited. I love that story.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, you have this fantasy of what it's like until you go there. And then maybe you realize that you didn't have it that bad to begin with. But anyway, I do want to give them credit that at least they're admitting it. They could have just moved back quietly and not said anything. This is perhaps riskier to their careers, but I like that they're being transparent about it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it is really interesting that, and we can leave aside the politics, that they basically felt like a more conservative state would fit for whatever worldview that they have, but that interpersonally, they didn't like it. They felt people were more gossipy. They felt like the kids were rude. They felt like they were just rude. They felt like there wasn't as much, I guess it sounds like, community or kindness. And so you have to think, does living in a more liberal state, an inclusive state, a state where it is more diverse in all kinds of ways and more accepting, does that lead to general kindness? I would argue yes, and I'm wondering if they would argue the same. It also isn't lost on me that this seems like an interracial couple, a white woman and a Latino father, and Idaho is full of like racist white militias. Not everywhere, I just wanna name that. There's a massive fight in Idaho to prevent it from becoming completely that, but they moved to kind of a particularly hostile place. I don't know if they might have a better experience in like Georgia or somewhere.
Yes, so the town that you're talking about has a reputation for being a haven for white supremacist groups, which I don't know if they knew that. That would be a red flag for me, potentially.
Did they go to Coeur d'Alene? I mean,
but
yeah.
So but anyway, again, they're willing to admit it, and I like that because it could potentially actually teach their followers to not make the same mistake, maybe. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.